Hi, I am Bhargav. I worked with ITC Limited for a couple of years, then joined IIM Calcutta. So this summer I interned with Amazon and I took up the digital brand building program at Kraftshala. So back in ITC, my role was not very exposed to marketing. So I used to assume that sales itself is marketing. But coming into a B school, that perception changed. And even after that, marketing was more like a closed book for me. Like you look at various concepts, but you don't know where to start. You don't know how marketers think when launching a new brand. You do the GTM, but it is very superficial. What I felt was whatever we learned was very theoretical. We had a few projects, but then again, it was very limited in scope. That is what I felt because we were given projects which we could do in an academic environment. It was not industry based projects. During my work at Amazon as well, I got exposed to marketing a lot, and that I learned a lot during my internship, but that just increased my hunger for learning more about marketing. So, going through Kraftshala's website, I felt that they'll give me a much more hands on experience and I can learn how a day looks in a life of a marketer, like how he takes a product, go to market, like how they do it. I wanted to learn that hands on. So, that is why I took up Kraftshala. The best part of the program was I was working on a brand. I was working on the Hershey's Kisses brand and I had to start from the beginning. So I had to assume myself in a situation where the brand newly entered India and it wants to set up its marketing channels and set up its strategic communication. And I had to work from the beginning, from the grassroots level. It was very step-wise procedure, which helped me assimilate every step properly. So every week we got a brief in the beginning. We had to work on it along with our teammates. This part is also amazing. I got a team of three, and the best part is you learn a lot from each other. They are from different colleges, and there's that peer learning which comes in because all the colleges do not teach everything, right? So some concepts which are taught in those colleges, we get exposed to them, and vice versa. So that was the good part of it. We used to make the submissions by Sunday, and by Wednesday next week, we used to get a session with a mentor who used to give feedback on the submissions. So the feedback was very hands-on. These mentors were from industry and they helped us understand what they would have done differently, keeping in mind their industry knowledge. Because we haven't been exposed to the industry a whole lot. So they used to tell me very small nuances, which made a lot of sense and which make a big difference in the real world. So those sessions were amazing. So I did get the hands-on experience and I finally understood how a brand is set up ultimately. So yeah, the project really stood up to its expectations. So frankly, right from my childhood, I was a rather shy person per se. So I never used to ask any doubts in the class itself. I used to approach the teachers later on, and that continued in my undergrad as well. Even in Kraftshala, initially I did not ask many doubts, but some of my teammates, they used to ask doubts about even the smallest of things, and I felt that that was great because you should be able to ask your doubts. It's not that people will think that you don't know even this. So after a couple of sessions with the mentors, even I started asking a lot of doubts, and that has luckily continued with my lectures at IMC as well. So that was something which surprised me a lot because that was some habit which I had from my school and that suddenly started to change with Kraftshala. So I am able to do that much more freely. So that is something which really surprised me during the program. So I have learned quite a lot. I will answer this question in parts. Coming to the brand building part, I feel that the frameworks which were given were very, very useful. You ask me, they are not available anywhere outside and they are quite relevant. They help you a lot in thinking in a structured manner. Coming to the digital part, these days digital marketing is ubiquitous, right? Anywhere you go, even bigger brands started adopting digital marketing in a big way. So the best part is we got to do that exercise twice for two brands. One was for Kraftshala, one was for Hershey's Kisses. So understanding how to segment the audience in Google ads, in Facebook ads, understanding different types of targeting, different types of budgeting in these ads. Now I'm equipped with tools so I can go directly and look at the brand and understand and start the digital campaign for it without any hesitation. So that was another skill in the digital part which I learned, which was very valuable. So I'll go back to my feedback session for Google and Facebook ads for Hershey's Kisses. It was with Ishu itself. That session was really amazing. So frankly, after doing the digital marketing strategy for Kraftshala, we felt that we were quite proficient in Google and Facebook ads, and we did that for Hershey's Kisses. But Ishu pointed out so many nuances. Even after we felt that we did a great job, that we understood the level of critical thinking that is required while framing those ads. So looking at the audience, he talked about overlaps between different ad groups and what would happen in the realistic scenario if we run the ads like this. So the amount of depth into which he went for those ads was really amazing. So that opened our eyes to the complexity of those ads while applying them in the real world. So that was something which was really amazing. That session I will remember for a long time. My final interview was quite amazing. So it was with Diksha. She asked me to do a GTM for Peabody, which was quite interesting. The interview was scheduled for around 1 hour, and we overshot it by a long margin. I was asking about her experience in her role as a digital marketer. So I learned a lot during that interview as well. Apart from that, I personally had a mentor session for my CV review with one of the mentors on Kraftshala platform. So the session was also really amazing because the placement season is currently running in most of the B schools, and I wanted to get my CV review. So I just booked a session, and I had a chat with my mentor for half an hour. He had a lot of inputs to give regarding my CV. Yeah, I mean, the experience has been really good. So during the program, we were added into a WhatsApp group along with one counselor from Kraftshala. We used to just text on the WhatsApp group, and we used to get instant replies from them. And the support during the program was really good. The mentor sessions were also scheduled in such a way that all three of us in the team could attend. She used to ask us whether this time is convenient for us and then set up the call accordingly. So that way it was really amazing. After the program, we had a session for our convocation, which was really nice. I feel that doing that program initially would have helped me a lot more because my project was around marketing itself, and Kraftshala gives you a lot more clarity on your concepts. So what it would have helped me do better is understand the problems at a much more deeper level and solve problems from the root rather than looking at the superficial issues. So doing Kraftshala prior to internship would have been a much better option. But nevertheless, it's all about learning, right? So it benefits a lot doing it before the internship. So if you really want to understand what goes behind the screens in the brand manager's mind, this program helps you a lot. It tells you how a marketer thinks and what goes on in his mind before putting up a campaign, putting up a positioning for a particular brand. So I feel that is a very valuable skill. Even if you are particularly not interested in marketing, that skill will help you in any domain according to me, even in general management, even in operations. Having that perspective of a marketer will help you a lot because in the end, we are all serving a customer, right? So understanding their needs and their perspective and pitching your product, designing the whole positioning according to it is a key skill according to me. And Kraftshala helps you build that. So that is my suggestion. It does get a little hectic, balance your accounts and Kraftshala, but I feel it is worth it.